And how do you reach the CEOs, for example, for you?
That's the hard part of doing what I do, because there's not a very clearly defined way to do it. So what I've done, over the years, I built a reputation. See, if you have a reputation, everything changes, because then people are attracted to you. And so I've been at this now for 18 years, doing what I do now. And over the course of 18 years, I've published 3 books. I've spoken thousands of times. I've had tens and tens of thousands of people in audiences, done I don't know how many interviews. So all of those things, you start to build up reputation. If you go to Google and there's 200,000 references, people can find you. And so, and that really was my strategy from the start. It just took a long time for that to play out. When I started doing what I do, my strategy was to get known, and I wrote about 90 articles. I don't know, between 80 and 90 articles.
Wow.
And I would just keep cranking out articles, and every article, and I sent it out through all the press channels, and they would get picked up in both small and large publications. And you just keep doing that, and after a while, people start running into you. And then someone sees your book and they go, oh, I heard of this guy. And somebody's on your newsletter, and then they get your book, and then they see you at a conference, and all those things build up credibility. So that's how I've reached CEOs. It's kind of a long-term plan to build up reputation.
So you wrote articles, right?
I wrote a lot of articles.
And how do you release that to? How do you send that to the press? I don't know how it works in the USA.
So it used to be that you did it by hand. You sent out faxes, you sent out letters, you stuffed things in envelopes. So now it's easier.
And how do you find the addresses? For example, if I want to do the same in the 6 months to build my reputation in the United States, what I have to do now?
So you target journalists and publications that are receptive to your message. So if you're talking about success, right? So success is a broad term, but that's good. And if you're talking about business success, that's one category. If you're talking about personal success, it's another category. And you do the research, you build up what we call a press list. So a press list is all the publications that would be receptive to your message. And then within those publications, say for instance, you want to write about personal success in a business context. So in the back of Fortune magazine, that's where they have those kinds of articles, right? So who are the guys who are the editors of those sections? So what are the publications? And then who are the editors? Then you do the same thing online with blogs. Who are the influential bloggers who are already blogging about the things that you care about, right? So, a lot of the magazine market's been replaced by the blog market. But you got the blog market, the magazine market, and now you target individuals who are the editors or the people in your area. And then so what you do is you can find anybody's email address, and you're sending them your articles or your communications. That's one part of the strategy. And the other one is the notion of guest blogging, which is that you're going to find bloggers who resonate with your message and ask them if you can contribute. Now, you may want to do a step beforehand. So if you blog, you say you have a blog that you say, these people have influence and their message resonates with mine and they're going to like my stuff.
Yeah.
You go to their blog and you join the conversation. Say they have a post that you can comment on. You put in a good comment. That's it. You just comment. Now you're gone. Then you come back and there's another article and you comment on that one, and now you're gone. So in other words, you start to contribute. You're not asking for anything, you're just contributing. Then over the course of time, you might reach out and say, hey, I've been following your stuff. Now they know who you are because they read their own comments. And you say, I've been following your stuff. I have a piece that might really flow with your blog. And you ask if you can contribute. Now, because you've been contributing, they say yes. Then maybe now they're contributing on your blog, and you start to build up a reputation that way. You do that online. You also do it in the print world or in the magazine world by pumping out articles and posts to them. You're also doing your own blogs. All these things start to work together. A friend of mine went from nothing to recently a $200,000 book advance. This is an unknown guy. So a $200,000 book advance for an unknown is a lot. And he did it all by joining other people's conversations and getting known through this kind of strategy. You can do the same thing on Twitter. You search for keywords of the things which are part of your topic. You find interesting conversations by people who are thought leaders, and you just join in their conversation. After a while, they pick up on you. and it starts to be that same virtuous circle, and you start to get known. Powerful strategy.
Okay, so articles for blog, and your own blog, and you write these three things in the same time, and you are building the foundation of your expertise, right?
Yeah, and also, I know you said, you'd said you wanted to speak.
Yeah.
And that same strategy will get you speaking offers. It will get you people reaching out to you, and if not, you're reaching out to them, but now you're not a stranger, you're somebody who's been active in their community.
And when you write the article, do you add some picture of you? Do you add some, because you can read an article in the magazine, but usually I don't read the name of the author. Do you have a strategy to?
So it depends. More than if you're in somebody else's venue, then it's what they want, right? So if you're going to publish a piece in someone else's venue and they want your picture, you get to put your picture in. If they don't want your picture, you don't get a picture, right? So you do whatever you can to associate your image with your message, but at the same time you get this idea of the resource box, which is, David Laroche speaks on how to build self-confidence and personal power, right? And that's your tagline, and then you have a link back to your site. Paul Lemberg, international growth strategist, help entrepreneurs grow their businesses faster than they ever thought possible. Tagline, and then link back to my article or my sites. So it just depends upon what they allow. Whatever your publication is will have fairly defined rules.
And your headline is very powerful. Do you suggest for the people for your clients to work on this headline a lot?
Yes, yeah, because you asked me when we started, what's the one-liner, and it's a little early and I haven't had any coffee, but there's a one-liner, and when you put that one-liner out there, people like, oh, I get this guy, right? So if they get you, then it's easier for them to remember you.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas if what you do, you ever meet somebody and they say, oh yeah, it's really complicated, right? And like your brain just shuts down immediately. It's like, well, it's complicated. I have other things to do. You're a nice person. Have a nice day. So you want it to be simple, right? You want it to be simple.
And it's amazing your sentence, because you talk to the person, not only expert on growth strategist. You say. I don't know how to say that in English, but it's not only a title. You are directly explaining what you are doing. Do you suggest to do something like that? For example, David Laroche helping people to take actions more than they imagined, something like that.
Yes. So here's the thing. The key is that the thing that describes you should speak a benefit. As opposed to, it's not a description of you, because the description of you is boring. People say, oh, David Laroche, PhD, CSP, NCSE, da-da-da-da-da. It's like, I don't care. What do you do? How do you help me? So what it should be is all about the benefit that you present to who's ever listening to your message, right? How's this going to help me? Because I don't really care about so-and-so spent 15 years at the Department of Agriculture developing the next da-da-da-da-da. It's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But if you say, oh, you help people build self-confidence and take action to get results faster than they ever considered. Like, oh, well, that's interesting, self-confidence. Do I need that or not? If I don't need it, fine. Very nice to meet you. But if I'm feeling like, wow, my confidence could use a boost, now I want to talk to you. Yeah. And wow, be in action. God, if I could stop procrastinating, that would be amazing. Wow, I really want to talk to you. Right? So it's got a benefit. Like, how's this going to help me? Self-confidence and action to make more money in your chosen field. Oh, wow. Right? So now you've grabbed me. Oh, you have something I want.
And do you use that when you speak? For example, I forget what you said to me when I met you. So do you use that to present yourself?
So I have an official bio, that people read when they're introducing me on stage. And the first line is Paul Lemberg.
When you speak to some in the street, for example.
Oh, yes. So again, depends on my conversation. If I don't want to have a conversation, I say I'm a management consultant. And then they go, oh, like, and then they're gone. You know? But if I want to speak to somebody, then yeah, I say something more intriguing, like what I just said.
Okay.
Because if you tell somebody you're a management consultant or a business coach or a certified public accountant, it's their eyes roll up in their head and they're done. I'm an undertaker. Oh, okay, I don't need one of those right now. So boom, I'm gone, right? But if I'm talking to an entrepreneur, I say, so what do you do? It's like, I help people get rich. They go, oh, that's interesting. Well, how do you do that? Well, I help you grow revenue. And I do it faster than whatever. I think, well, how does that work? I said, well, I look at what you're not doing, and we figure out how to do that in your business. And they go, oh, that seems simple. I said, it's not.
Yeah.